Okay, welcome back everyone. Those of you who watched the pilot episode of Chats from the Jag. Obviously a work in progress, but I'm quite enjoying the concept. I hope you are too. I thought I might tell you a little bit about the Jag today. So it's a 1969 Mark II 240. So it's the run-out model. My understanding is that the XJ6 Series 1 was selling alongside this run-out model of the Mark II shape. Mine's a little bit different though. It's not a 2.4 litre 6. It's actually got the 4.2 XK motor in it with a 4-speed manual transmission and electric overdrive. So it's not a bad little unit. It's, I tell you what, it gets along all right with the 4.2 in it. I don't know what the 2.4 would have been like, but I'm quite happy with the 4.2. Very torquey motor, very smooth, just pulls and pulls and pulls. What I really like about it is that I can get on the motorways and I can happily sit at anywhere between 60 and 70 mile per hour, which is, you know, around our 110 kilometre per hour speed limit here in Australia, and it will sit comfortably with modern traffic in that sense. So that's good. It did sort of give me rise to think about what is it with the attraction with old cars. And I guess there's 1,000 reasons, and mine are probably just particular to me. But I did wonder that, because when you think about it from a purely logical perspective, old cars, they're unreliable, they're smelly, they're noisy, they're rough, they've got no creature comforts. There's a lot of romance around them, but they're basically all of those things. Whereas a new car is safe, it's efficient, it's quiet, it's reliable, they rarely break down, they don't rust, the motors just seem to go and go and go, air conditioning, Bluetooth, Apple Play, CarPlay, Android, blah blah blah, you name it. They've got everything. I guess there's a place for everything, and I think in my ideal garage I would have a relatively modern brand new car and the Jag. I'd have the best of both worlds. Unfortunately I can't afford to do both. But what keeps bringing me back to old cars is, I guess, my question and my thinking today. Sure, there's romance involved. I saw I think it was a cigarette ad in a magazine years and years ago, and it showed a beautiful shiny red E-type Jag with the guy sitting back driving along, beautiful woman next to him, and the title was "This is the romance, this is the dream," and then the second picture showed the reality, which was the E-type up on car stands, bonnet up, broken down, the guy sitting there rubbing his head in frustration because he either couldn't fix it or couldn't get the parts for it. And I think that really sort of sums it up. There is a lot of romance with owning old cars, and sometimes that romance does not match the reality. Yeah, it's an interesting one. Is it about chasing a memory? I guess there's a group of owners who said to themselves, I love that car when I was young, but I couldn't afford it. I've always wanted one of those. They talk about their poster car, you know, the car that was on the poster in their bedroom, and they dreamed about having that, and then the day comes and they finally finally have the wherewithal to purchase their drinker. There's that thinking, I guess. I guess in my case, though, that's not always been the situation. I mean, I've always had old cars, which is something I'm trying to rationalise in my head. I've always had them, and I've had lots of them. And I'll go through the cars I've had with you in another video. But I've just arrived here for my coffee, so I'm going to pause and I'm going to come back and keep talking about this a little bit more. So I'm back, coffee from Frank's, all done. Wife's having a sickie today, so 2 coffees. So where was I? Yeah, owning old cars. I mean, even this, the coffee example. Nowhere to put the coffee. New cars, coffee holders everywhere. I've solved that problem though. I've put in a little motorcycle keep cup holder in between the console down here. So that holds a single coffee, so that's fine for me. And I've got a little takeaway tray just for those times where I've got a few extras. But coming back to me, why me? It's not midlife crisis, and I'm certainly past my midlife, so that's not going to happen. And it's not post-retirement blues or some sort of spending spree just because I've retired and I want to blow on my superannuation. Because as I said, I've had old cars since I was a young bloke. I mean, I've had Alphas, I've had BMWs, I've had Austin Healey's, Sprites, BMW 2002s, Datsun 240Z, a whole myriad of V8 Falcons. What else have I had? Fiat Abarths. Interestingly, this is my first Jaguar. But I always had lusted after Mk2. Now, sometimes I tell myself it's because I used to, I loved watching Inspector Morse, the Inspector Morse series, which is true. I sat through those episodes largely because I loved seeing Morse and Lewis in their Mk2 Jag, which I believe was only a 240 as well. But no, prior to that, there was two young blokes who lived down the hill from us who were of a similar sort of thinking, I think, to myself and my brother. And the 4 of us often had unusual cars on fairly high rotation. And my brother and I sold and bought cars fairly quickly. And we would keep an eye out for what these guys down the street had, because they always had something interesting, and we were always keen to see what they were driving. Anyway, one day up the hill comes a Mk2 Jag. I don't know which model it was or what size motor, and it looked pretty rough, but nevertheless they had one. I thought, oh gee, they're a good looking car. So I've always loved the shape, always wanted to buy one, never had the money to do it until now. So my motivation with the old cars, I don't think is that. What I do wonder is it some sort of link with the past that I'm sort of attached to? Is that what I'm looking for? Is it the analog nature of the vehicles? The fact that you do have to drive them. There's no safety, there's no ABS, there's no traction control. Is that some sort of steadying, anchoring point that I'm looking for in my life? Am I looking for simplicity? What I do think though with the Jag, it represents, I wonder, whether it's a reflection of a point in my life that I'm at now. That is, I'm looking for stability, I'm looking for peace, I'm looking for quiet, I'm looking for just a quiet life now. And the Jag, I guess, in some ways provides me those characteristics. It's quiet, it's not fast, it's somewhat slow, it's majestic. There's no rush with it. I do feel at peace in this car. I do feel comfortable in that sense. And as I drive in my driveway and wave to my greyhound who's looking down at me because he knows that it's nearly walkies time, I think that might be it. Anyway, be interested to hear what you think about the passion people have for older vehicles. Am I on the right track, or is there something I've missed? Anyway, I'll see you again next time with some thoughts. Bye.